It's brunch with Ryan. Yay! Here we are. And it's Thursday and it is D-Day. It is actually the 80th. Wow, is that a big one? The 80th anniversary of D-Day. And whenever I think of D-Day, whenever I think about being brave, whenever I think of courage, that's the thing I always think of. That's probably the most dramatic example of showing courage in the face of, almost certain death. I mean, that's the crazy thing. I mean, and so how do people do it? How do people show that kind of courage and bravery, facing horribly difficult obstacles and death? Okay. Well, how do you face your fears? Okay. So let's face it. I mean, it's sort of a big juxtaposition here, taking the drama of D-Day and saying, making your phone calls for real estate. But that's where we get nervous. That's where we get the most scared in real estate. That's where we're kind of hesitant. And I'm not saying like you're ready to make your calls and your knees are knocking and your hands are shaking, but you're just anxious enough where you don't really feel like doing it, and you kind of try to avoid it maybe, and you don't do it enough. Okay. Because everybody, this business is a phone business. Real estate investing is primarily a phone business. You could be calling other markets, even if your market is not the greatest. There's so many other markets out there. We're working Detroit and Indiana. We just put in some offers. We're right in the Evansville, Indiana, Louisville, Kentucky area. We just put in 4 offers down in Kentucky. So there's all kind of places, all kind of things you can do. There's action to be had. All right. And this was one of the big challenges for me. Was I was all psyched up and nowhere to go. I'd get all psyched up and I'd be all like pumped up, and then I wouldn't know what to do. I didn't have a good path. So what I created in the what to say and what to do system is your plan. So when you get all psyched up and you say, now where do I take this great energy? You focus on your quick start daily plan in your what to do manual. And you just make sure you do all that stuff. And you make sure you do your prime KPI, which I talk about a lot, which is 20 phone calls a week. Okay. If you're not making 20 phone calls a week, then you're not making, that's sort of my minimum baseline. 20, pick up the phone 20 times and call 20 sellers, buyers, referral companies. I don't care. It's anything. Just pick up the phone, because every time you pick up the phone and talk to somebody, you get a little more confident. You're getting a little bit better at it. Even if you're hearing no's. Now, don't let the no's dissuade you. Okay. And the nose is like the German gunfire. Okay. I mean, yes, you got to face the nose, and the nose could make you kind of nervous and scared where you don't want to pick it up. Okay. Well, but once you're closing deals, that gives you that faith. Hey, I'm only going to help 1 out of 20 people, but that 1 out of 20 people is really going to be helped by me, because their situation is going to match up. Remember, in this real estate game, it's almost like a matchmaking service. It's like you got to find the right seller who's open to monthly payments and can take monthly payments and doesn't need all their cash to buy their next house. And certain other factors have to be at play. That's why you got to talk to a lot of people, because not everybody, in fact, the minimum amount of people will say yes to monthly payments. Remember, that's what we're looking for, monthly payments. We can afford to pay full price for houses, or more than full price, as long as we can get 3 other good terms. Remember, there's 4 terms to the deal: purchase price, monthly payment, length of term, and down payment. If we can get a house for nothing down and have a $500 a month spread and get a 30-year term, it almost is irrelevant what the purchase price is. I mean, it's not irrelevant, but it's almost, because you're going to just hold on to the house for long enough where the equity builds up and the mortgage principal goes down. All right, so let's show bravery in our life. Let's use, I love role models. Role models are the best. And everybody, I want you all to have a role model chart. This is one of the charts I'm working on for the psych up system that I'm working on right now. And one of them is role models. So you should have a role model for every trait. So who's your role model for bravery? So if you think about it, watch, if you want to really get into it and really feel like what it was like to be there on D-Day 80 years ago today, watch the first 20 minutes of Saving Private Ryan. If you have not seen that yet, that is the best depiction. Steven Spielberg's a brilliant director, and it's the best depiction of, that day, the D-Day, the day of days, they called it. So D-Day, and it's amazing. So if you have not seen Saving Private Ryan yet, Tom Hanks is brilliant in that movie. I really love that movie. That's a great movie. So if you get a chance, Vin Diesel's even in that movie. People don't realize that. There's a lot of people in that movie that if you watch it again, you realize, wow, look at all those people who are in that movie that I didn't realize. So guys, I want you to be brave in your life. Be brave and there's other things. You know, you could have medical issues that you have to be brave. You got to go to the doctor and face tests and stuff. You got to be brave. And so it's all up here, isn't it? So how are they brave? How can somebody go over the hill? How can somebody climb out of a trench, or how can somebody jump out of a landing craft in the face of withering gunfire? It's training. It's how they've trained their brain to think in that moment. So how is your brain trained to think in the moment of when you're making your phone calls? Is your brain trained for confidence? Are you saying to yourself, and this is where affirmations come in. What do you think they had? They had affirmations. They were repeating stuff in their head, almost like a mantra or a prayer, and a lot of them were saying prayers, weren't they? You know, as they were headed towards the beach in the landing craft. They were saying prayers and they were saying whatever they had to do. And this is really interesting because I like this other show called Band of Brothers, and they have interviews with the actual World War II vets before the episodes. And one said that each man must determine for himself how to think and how to approach battle and how to approach death and how to face the fear of death. So we all have our own way of thinking. We all have our own responsibility of how to deal with fear. And so you don't deal with fear how your mom did or your dad did, unless they were great role models. If they were great role models, then do exactly what they did. But if not, find a great role model for overcoming fear. And maybe it could be a D-Day soldier, you know, but that's where you control your thinking. You have to be very conscious of what thoughts are running through your mind, and you have to keep them positive and brave. You have to think brave thoughts. So think of some affirmations like, I am a master caller. I am brave. I mean, literally, you can say, I am brave. And that will make you brave. That's wild how affirmations work, guys. I am brave. I act bravely. And all of a sudden you feel bravery swelling up and courage. So affirmations is the way to control your mind in intense moments. Affirmations, and I'm okay with prayer too. Prayer is kind of an affirmation, but I love affirmations because they can hit directly the target. So if you have fear of picking up that phone, you say, I love making phone calls. I love making closing calls. And so you can counteract your fear. Your fear is created by what you're thinking. And obviously it's pretty hard not to think, gee, I'm about to go running into a bunch of machine gun fire. But if you think that, you're not going to run, you know, so that's why you have to think of the mission. Think of the mission. Keep the focus, eyes on the prize. Write that down. Eyes on the prize will help you overcome fear, because where's your focus? Your focus isn't on the bullets whizzing past you. Your focus is on getting over that hill. So you keep your mission in mind. Write that down. Keep your mission in mind and your desire. Desire can overcome fear. So if you desire to win the war for America, you know, you're going to have that intense desire and you say, I'm going to beat those Germans and I'm going to, you know, win this war for America. So having that intense desire can also help you overcome fear, because you're not focused on the fear. You're focused on your desire. All you need is something to focus on in that intense moment. So right when you know it's it's 6:59, I'm supposed to make calls at 7 o'clock. What do? I focus on, I am brave. I love making closing calls. And you can take control of your mind. Okay, you can take control of your mind in any moment through affirmations. So use affirmations. I'm going to have this incredible Psych Ups program. Boy, it's turning into a real masterpiece, but it's huge. And so it's taken me a little longer to get it all put together. But this Psych Ups is basically that. It's basically a series of affirmations in a long form. It's positive programming. It's what I call role control programming. Keeps you in the right role at the right moment. So what role do you need to be in? What should your role be? If you're an actor, what role are you playing right before you run into battle? You're playing brave soldier. You're playing, determined mission accomplisher. So it's how you label your roles so many times. So when you're getting on the phone, what role are you playing? I am master caller. I am a master caller. So normally your roles are 2 words, the action that you're taking, and then 1 adjective. So I want you to start thinking about roles that you play every day. So I want you to be an excited actioneer. Okay, excited actioneer. I'm an excited actioneer. And I love being a enthusiastic trainer and hopefully a wise trainer. And that's that's the role I play every morning on Brunch with Brian. And you're playing what role? You're playing maybe good student, excited investor, learning, making progress, someone who's making progress, achiever, excited achiever. So think of the roles you play in life. Use 2 words to describe them, an adjective plus whatever you're doing. And remember, you like whatever's on your business card, that's a role that you play for that company, and they're paying you to do it. But I want you to play the role for yourself, making money. Okay, so boy, I kind of covered a lot of topics today. I get very excited talking about certain things, and bravery is one of those things. Being brave in your life is just such a difference maker. If you can get yourself to do the things that most people won't get themselves to do, that's where success lies. Okay. And most people do not get focused and really overcome their fears and really systemize their business and make 20 calls or more per week and really focus up and get this thing done. So let's all be brave in our lives. All right. Oh my gosh, we have some comments today. I kind of went on there. Normally I try to check your comments sooner. Good morning, Charles. You beat me on today. Noel and Kathy, awesome to see you guys as always. Greatest show of bravery I can think of. Yep, soldiers storming the beach on D-Day. And again, if you want to see an incredible emotional depiction of that, first like 20 minutes of Saving Private Ryan really makes you feel like you were there. It's really amazing. Morning, Roger. Great to see you here. Isabel. Unfathomable, yes, to put yourself in one of those boats. Isabel, you were talking about you're in the middle of a deal, and you and I were trying to connect on I'll send you a message after this. I know you and I were trying to connect. Roger, Nevada, California, Georgia, Texas, South Carolina, and Florida. Okay, I'm not sure what that was. Okay, explain what you're talking about, Roger. My British grandparents were involved in the secret planning of Tea Day. Wow, is that ever interesting? Yes, and there was a big, there was obviously an underground movement there in France and England. Good morning. Each call is worth something if you average it out over the calls you make to get a deal. Yeah, I really like that idea of thinking, because let's think about it this way, guys. If you make 100 grand in 1 year in real estate, and you can absolutely make 100 grand in real estate in cash and equity. If you buy maybe 5 pretty houses in a year, you're going to make non-refundable option deposits, most of which I hope are $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 cash. So you're going to get big, 5. That would be 5 cash infusions. That might be 100 grand right there, just cash. But then you'll also have some equity in those properties. So if we can focus up and do at least 5 deals a year, that should equate to at least 100,000 and a lot more over time. Because we've made literally hundreds of thousands of dollars on deals. We made one deal where we made over 700,000 when you added up all the income streams on one house, because we held it a long time and the mortgage got paid off. So again, you may end up making so much money, but if you can just get 5 deals under your belt, maybe over summer, keep your eyes on that prize and overcome any fear that you may feel on that journey. Make sure you have a plan. That's the other thing that soldiers have. They have a plan to focus on. Sometimes you just need something to focus on so you can not focus on your fear. So you just need something else to look at. And what do you look at? Your plan. And you say, okay, your schedule. And this is where it's really important to actually print up a schedule and have it posted on a wall where you go, oh, it's 6:58 and I'm supposed to be working at 7. But if that schedule's not posted there, you might not really know when you're supposed to be working, and you don't know when to be brave. Okay, so this is the time to be brave and be strong and focus on the right words that get you to take the action. We are helping people. Okay, that's a good one. What's that doing? It's taking the focus off of you. So obviously, if the focus is off of you, you're not thinking about you and your own emotions and how you're nervous. You're focusing on your message, on your mission. And that's it. If you have a mission to help other people, and you know techniques and strategies that maybe 1% of investors even have any idea about. So if you understand these creative financing strategies that we've been teaching over the years and that are encapsulated in the what to say and what to do system, then you just need to find the right people that you can help. And those people will be so grateful and you'll be so happy. So have a mission to be out there helping people, and realize 19 out of 20 people it's not a match, but that 1 out of 20, that's your deal. And guys, if you're talking to 20 people a week, if you're making 20 calls a week, you're going to get 1 or 2 deals a month. That's the whole idea. So that's great, guys. Your nervous system goes to same fear, yes, when faced with a challenge. Yeah, you actually, your limbic system adrenaline can start pumping. Do you get that before you make calls, guys? Do you have a little bit of adrenaline and butterflies in your stomach? Now, here's what I want you to do. This is one of my favorite affirmations. If you're feeling that feeling, the butterflies in your stomach, your palms are a little moist and your heart beats a little elevated, maybe your blood pressure's up a little bit, that is the same things that you feel if you're excited. If you're about to get on your favorite roller coaster and you're really excited, it's exactly the same physical sensations. So let's take those physical sensations of fear and anxiety and turn them into excitement. And you do it through this. Now, every time you do an affirmation, you should have a specific trigger gesture. You should have a gesture with each affirmation. And one I love is clapping your hands together and rubbing them like this. For some reason, that really gets you juiced up. So if you're all kind of feeling nervous and stuff, instead of feeling nervous, like right before your call, just go slap your hands together. Do this with me. Slap your hands together, rub them together and say, I am so excited. Okay, let's do that. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I am so excited. I am so excited. Yeah, so that one's really good. I'm even getting the dogs excited here. So that one's a great one to take anxious feelings and turn them into feelings of excitement. I like that affirmation a lot. Let's see. I'm showing my son, Ryan, today for that exact reason. Okay, that's awesome. You can achieve greatness if you greatness if you run away from the gunfire. Okay. Can't, right? Yes, you can't achieve greatness if you run away. There you go. You can't achieve greatness if you run away from the gunfire. That's right. You got to go into battle. Guys, glory is in the battle, right? If you never battle, if you're sitting on the sidelines, you'll never have glory moments of glory. Okay, but if you win the battle, if you go into the battle with bravery, and that's just a matter of the right affirmations at the right second. Because it's a moment of decision, like, okay, I'm going to make my calls now, and just being brave for that 2 minutes that you have to go from here to there, get set up and start calling. Okay. And that's just showing bravery for just a couple of minutes each day. Once you're making the calls, you're kind of in it then. You got the mindset. You're in that master caller mindset because you're on the phone. It's just that transition point where you're switching roles. Where your normal self, you're just, watching, hanging around your dad me or mom me or whatever. And then all of a sudden, oh, I got to make my calls. That means you got to snap into another role. Snap is what we call it when you switch roles. Snap. And what is that? Start new action plan. It's an acronym for start new action plan. So at some point you're going through your day, you're playing whatever role you're playing. Maybe you're cleaning up the kitchen. So you're playing homeowner, you're playing tidy homeowner role, cleaning up the house and the kitchen, right? So, but then all of a sudden you got to transition into what role? You got to transition into real estate winner. That's your role, real estate winner or successful real estate investor. I like real estate winner. And so whatever, you got to be able to transition into that role. You need to snap into that role. Start new action plan, okay? Snap into that new role by just saying the role. Sometimes you just say the new role and it kind of gets you going. You say, I am a master caller in an affirmation. Now try to think of gestures that go along with that. I am a master caller. Okay, so that's kind of funny, but that would make you think I'm a master caller. Pump one fist and pretend you're talking on the phone with the other hand. Those trigger gestures really help you get into certain roles. Every role should have a trigger gesture. Morning, Hooked on Phonics. Oh, yeah. Mike from Wisconsin. Awesome. Now I can call you Mike, Hooked on Phonics. You had some really good points over the last times you've been sharing. Guys, if you don't share, I don't know you're here. Train your brain not to think what if. Yeah, you don't want to be thinking, well, what if I get shot? If you're going on the battlefield, you're thinking about what? You're not thinking about what if I get shot. You're not thinking about yourself. What are you thinking about? The mission. accomplishing the mission. You're focused on your mission. You're focused on your action steps, what to do, your plan. That's why you need a written out plan that you can look at. Because if you don't have a plan that you can focus on and look at, you can get stuck in an anxious role. So if you have a plan, it gives you something to focus on. No sense of time. I have no sense of time. Okay. All right. So guys, you all have your own affirmations that work for you, and they can, if they trigger you, that's great. If they resonate with you, that's what you're looking for. Whenever you can get that feeling, emotional intelligence. Oh, thank you. Yes, and feeling. Yes, guys, we're, as much as we try to be intellectual and rational, we're emotional. We usually do things based on emotion. We make choices based on emotion, and then we use our brain to rationalize why we just did that. So be aware of your emotions and control your emotions with role control by just saying, I am not in that role. If you're in anxious, nervous newbie is a tough role, and you can get stuck in nervous newbie when you're starting off. And when you start picking up the phone and you're nervous newbie and you're kind of dialing the phone, you're all nervous, you got to snap out of that. That's why you got to say, I am master caller, or I am master caller. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. So again, you can take control of your mind with your affirmations. Yes, I'm going to have a separate group for psych ups. That's going to be a whole thing, guys. It's going to be a huge thing. Throwback Thursday, JT. Okay. My screen froze. Oh, I hope mine didn't. Okay, Roger, shoot for the stars. Yes, that's right. I like having shoot for the stars and land on the moon, meaning what? Have big goals. And then even if you don't make every single goal, you'll still have a huge record of accomplishment and achievement. So shoot for the stars. And even if you only hit the moon, you've made it a long way, right? But I like to do on that is optimum goal and minimum goal. So my minimum goal for the next 12 months is making 100,000. My optimum goal is making what? 500,000, 250,000. Morning, Doris. Oh, it's so nice to see you. I haven't heard a hi from you for a little bit. Yes, believe and take action. I love taking action, guys. Answering you, yes. Okay, being in different markets. Yes, okay. That was what that was about. The different areas and different markets. Okay. I shout out showtime. That's pretty good. It's showtime. That would be a good one, guys. Write that. I love collecting affirmations. It's showtime. If that gets you rocking and rolling mentally, that's the whole key. Emotionally, are you driving for dollars? Fines from me. Milan, I am not. So are you sending me stuff? Milan, you know what? Send me, guys, you can always reach out to me. If I'm not understanding what you're saying on Brunch with Brian, send me an email at support@thewolfcouple.com. Wolf with 2 F's. Support, you can reach out to me anytime, support@thewolfcouple.com. All right? Boy, that was kind of long today. Sorry, but we had a lot of stuff to cover, and I love D-Day. I love that movie. Again, Saving Private Ryan couldn't be a higher recommendation from me. A really amazing movie. All right, so let's do our affirmation. I am brave. That's your, let's see. Or you can do a role name like brave actioneer. You can say, I am a brave actioneer. Or you can say, I am brave. Let's do, I am a brave actioneer, because I really like that actioneer idea that you're out there taking action. I'm a brave actioneer. 3 times on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm a brave actioneer. I'm a brave actioneer. I'm a brave actioneer. Yes. All right. Good job, guys. 3 deep breaths. Nice deep breath in. Always a big smile. Let it out. I always start chuckling. Gets me going. Another deep breath in. That makes you feel kind of giddy. That's a great feeling when you get those deep breaths in there. Another one. Good job. Big smile. All right, awesome, guys. You look completely different when you smile. You're like it changes your role. That's the easiest way to change your role in just a flash is put a smile on your face. That's a trigger gesture for a new role. Happy me, successful me, real estate winner me. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Okay, I'm not sure, JT. Guys, you guys got to reach out to me. If you're not getting through, leave me a message here on tomorrow, but send me an email today anybody who's trying to reach out to me, Milan, if you're trying to reach out to me, JT, I know you were trying to reach out to me. So send me an email at support@thewolfcouple.com. I will make sure I talk to our office people and get it over to me today. So if you got anything for me that you want me to address on Brunch with Brian, or anything you want to talk to me about, Isabel, you can reach out to. So support@thewolfcouple.com. Send me an email and I will respond. I will make sure that our office people know. All right, so let's have a big smile on our face. Let's have an awesome Thursday. Let's have a great day today. I know we're a little long today, but that's always good. Always incredible information and motivation. So until I see you tomorrow at the same Wolf time, same Wolf channel, what you gonna do? You're gonna keep expecting success, getting awesome training from the Wolf Couple, and